dancing in the streets celebrating our new mayor.
Actually, 3 more besides you.
I'm really glad you called.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you sure you wouldn't rather be out celebrating with everybody else?
I'm sure.
Because now it's my turn to take you someplace you've never been before. Marty, marry me.
You're incredible. You were there for Paloma when I couldn't be. You know everything about Patrick and me. And yet you still love me. I'm absolutely sure. Yes. I'll marry you.
Just find her. Is that why Todd hired you? Because when you've given it all that you've got, you still got nothing? I don't think so, Briggs. Come in. Briggs, Look, we know that Marty Saybrook disappeared to parts unknown, right? Look, that is not what I asked you, Briggs. Do we or do we not? Thank you so much. Now, here's your story. 2 murderers go off to the romantic little hideaway. Look, I don't care if it's true or not. Just do it. What do you want, Vicky?
Hi, Daddy. I didn't know you were coming here.
Evidently not.
I'm sorry, sir. This is all my
Andrew,
fault.
yes.
Max. This is Maggie's father, Bishop John Carpenter.
You will never change, will you?
Well, apparently you haven't changed much either. Listen, I won't try to explain since you've already up to the worst possible conclusion, but, hey, that's okay. I know how that always makes your day.
Anyway, as I was saying, Uncle John, this is a very dear friend of ours. This is Max Holden.
It's nice to meet you. And a heck of a coincidence, because Maggie and I were just talking about you.
Were you?
Yeah. Look, please don't mind our appearance. It's not what it looks like. I was just teaching Maggie how to make a drink, and it's really very funny.
Forget it, Max. It's sad, but my dad has absolutely no sense of humor.
That's not true, Maggie.
Oh, really?
Maggie?
Okay, then. Prove it. Come on, Daddy. How about a smile?
Well, perhaps we can all try this again. Start over.
Okay. That's a great idea. Great idea, Uncle John. Let's just start over, okay?
Dylan? Hey. Isn't that the answer you wanted?
I want you to be absolutely sure.
I am. Completely. I know that this has been hard on you. And I do not blame you for having your doubts, but I want to be your wife. I want to argue over whose turn it is to fix the kids' breakfast and take them to school. I want to trim the Christmas tree and get sunburned at at the 4th of July picnic with you and our kids. And play baseball with them in the backyard and cry at their graduation. And hate all our daughter's first boyfriends and learn to love them just when they decide to dump them. I want to be the one looking at your face when you see our first grandchild. I want to grow old with you. I want to be your wife. I want to marry you. I will marry you. You'll have me.
Well, a little proposal like that.
I would have come to see you much sooner, but I had a lot of, well, things of a personal nature to deal with. Congratulations. Your daughter is just beautiful.
She is, isn't she? Did you see her?
Yes, yes. I went and had a look at my new niece. Stopped by the neonatal window and looked in. The nurses say she's getting stronger every day.
Oh, she is a survivor. They say that in a couple of days she's going to be breathing on her own.
Oh, that's wonderful, dear. It really is. And I can see how very, very much you love her. So I hope you'll forgive my saying this, but that's why you have to let all this go.
I don't need your advice, Vicky.
It won't bring him back.
What?
It won't bring Todd back.
I know what I am doing, and I don't need any advice from the competition, all right? But I mean it, Vicky. And I know that you must think that my estate book is worth millions more than me.
Please, I know how you feel. I know you are filled with grief and with anger. But that beautiful child of yours should not have to begin her life surrounded by hatred and vengeance.
That beautiful child is going to grow up without a father. And you're asking me to forget who killed him?
Sounds intriguing. Where are you planning on taking me?
Oh, just a little trip.
Where to?
Puerto Rico.
Toto. Puerto Rico? Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. Why?
I'd love to go to Puerto Rico. Someday. But I gotta go to work tomorrow. Bo's got me doing desk duty until I pass the surgery exam.
Andy, are you saying you wouldn't play a little hooky so I could show you around my island?
Not on my first day back to work.
Well, what if I get you home on time?
Concord doesn't fly to Puerto Rico.
What I do? So, have some fine Puerto Rican rum. And, let me drop a dime on a little atmosphere. Mintiendo, no sé que estoy mintiendo. Cuando alguien me pregunta.
Max, what do you say that we give Maggie and her dad some time alone, okay?
No.
No, Andrew, wait. We can go back to the rectory or something.
Well, you want to dry off, I imagine. I'm sorry that our phone conversation took a bad turn earlier. I really did want to be here for Sloane's memorial. And I know that you're hurt, that I couldn't make it. But it couldn't be helped.
Well, it's okay. I mean, Andrew explained. He said that there was some problems with the diocese. Actually, I've been pretty busy here, too. I've been meaning to get down to see you for the past few weeks, but, I've gotten pretty involved here in Lambview.
Sorry to pull you away like that, Max. It's just that Maggie and her dad, you know, they got a few things they have to settle.
Yeah, I picked that up. You know, Maggie's kind of hard to figure out. You know, most of the time she's a real hoot joking around, but never guess there's all that anger underneath.
Maggie's real good at covering. A lot of emotion, though. A lot of sorrow.
So, business as usual at the church, huh?
Mm-hmm. What's happened with your work? Why aren't you teaching?
Well, I told you, Daddy, that I'm taking some time off. I miss the kids, though. I mean, there's the special needs class, a great bunch of kids. A lot of them are hearing impaired, you know. They remind me a lot of Mark.
Let's not get started on that subject.
Look, we both know we have to talk about him. It might be now or never.
Be that as it may, this is hardly the time or the place.
There will never be a right time, but we have to talk about it. We have to move past the blame, Daddy. For both our sakes.
There's nothing to settle about blame here, Maggie. I'm telling you now, once and for all, that I am not responsible for your brother's death. My conscience is clear on this. I don't need any forgiveness.
Come on, Daddy. Sure you do.
I beg your pardon.
Well, we all need forgiveness. Don't we? Don't we? I mean, isn't that what you always preach? Isn't it, Daddy? Damn it, we started this. By God, we're gonna finish it.
Don't you curse at me.
Don't say your father to me, all right? This is our chance, you and me. If we don't talk about this now, there may never be another chance.
It's pretty strange, you know. When I first came over here tonight, I was feeling pretty low. And now...
I wish we could help Paloma. She's so happy.
Paloma knew. She told me that you and I'd be together.
She did?
Yeah.
She was such a special little girl. I just can't stand it that she's gone. I mean, I always knew, but...
Well, sometimes it's hard to not keep wishing for a miracle.
She brought you and I back together. It's like she was our little angel. I mean, we were lucky that we knew her.
Listen, Marty, I want you to be completely positive about this.
I am positive. In fact, I'm so positive that I don't want to wait till March.
That's only 5 weeks away, March.
I know, but February's just around the corner.
So now you're telling me you want the wedding in February.
What do you think?
Hey, I'll marry you tomorrow.
Todd certainly wouldn't want you holding on to this bitterness that you have toward Marty.
You don't know anything about what Todd would want.
Yes, I do. The night before you two were married, he came to see me.
What for?
He was terrified, Leah. He wasn't terrified of marriage, or certainly not of marrying you. He was terrified of himself.
Todd told me that he came to visit you, but he didn't tell me why.
All right, I'll tell you why. He wanted to find out about his father, our father. Wanted to know what he was really like. So I told him. I had to. I told him that our father raped me. Repeatedly. Starting when I was just a child. Todd was devastated by this. He knew that Victor Lord's blood ran in his veins, and somehow he thought that this left him cursed, was the word he used. He thought it had doomed him to a life of violence, and certainly a life without love. But his greatest fear, very greatest fear, was that he was going to pass this violent streak onto his child. Thank God he was able to deal with his demons. And he realized in time that his happiness was going to be of his own making, that he had the power within himself to make exactly what he wanted of his life, and not to allow his past to rule his future. Blair, that's what he wanted for you, too. Believe me, I know it's hard. Change is always hard. Sometimes it's the very hardest thing in the world to do.
I tell you, Max, you can't put him in the same room for 2 minutes. They're worse than my dad and I ever were.
Should we intervene?
No, not now. They're talking about Mark. Mark, that's Maggie's brother.
Well, how do you know that?
I know, believe me, they're talking about Mark. That's the fuse that always sets him off.
Well, why is Maggie's brother such a loaded subject?
It's always been a sensitive issue, especially with Maggie. I don't know, I think it has to do with the fact that Uncle John couldn't accept Mark's handicap.
What, the deafness?
Yeah, I don't know. Somehow that little imperfection was insurmountable.
Who are you to lecture me? Talk about preaching to the converted. Did you ever once come to my church?
You know what, Daddy? I don't need to hear that speech again. I've heard it too many times as it is. You know, I thought that we could try to find a way to talk to each other, you know, after all this time. I figured, hey, I grew up. Maybe you did too.
For your information, there are some who think you will probably never grow up. Still the rebellious teenager. You can't put two sentences together without attacking me.
Daddy, this is not about me. This is about whether or not you're ready to face the truth so we can finally be honest with each other.
You want to face the truth? All right. Here it is. The truth is you have been nothing but a source of humiliation to me since practically the day you learned to talk. You have tried throughout your life to spite me in every way your sordid little mind could come up with, including by abandoning the faith that is my life and becoming a Catholic.
An unpardonable sin if ever there was one. Give me
All
a ring.
right, then let's leave religion out of it. How about when you were thrown out of college, delivered by the police to the door of the church, my church? And now look at you. Here you are in a public place, reeking of alcohol, practically tearing the clothes off of who knows what kind of man. I had hopes, faint though they were, that Andrew could lead you back onto the right path. But it is clear to me, even if it isn't to him, that you will never be anything but a whore.
Well, you want to throw stones? That's fine, Daddy. Let's throw stones. I'm a whore, okay? But it's a damn sight better than being a murderer like you.
You stop this right now!
And I don't care who hears me because it's the God's honest truth. You killed Mark.
What is it with you that you can't seem to muster any respect for anyone or anything?
Wait, Uncle John, please, excuse me. I just want you to remember how much you wanted to be here, how much you wanted to talk to your father, work things out, and find some peace with
Yeah,
this.
well, I was stupid.
Okay, maybe this isn't the right time.
Sometimes we don't get to choose, Andrew. Whether it's right or not, now is when it's happening.
Why don't the three of us sit down, find a way to work
Andrew, please, just go, okay? I need to do this alone. Look, Daddy, I'm sorry that I keep losing it. I'm sorry that we have to talk about this here and now. In fact, I'm sorry we have to talk about it at all, but if we don't, there's no hope for us, and you know that.
Maggie, I don't know what you have convinced yourself happened. I can't even imagine. But no one is to blame for your brother's death. Don't try to find reasons. It was a senseless accident.
That's not what Mom said.
Maggie, your mother...
She told me everything that happened.
Maggie, your mother, God rest her soul, was a very troubled woman. She was a hopeless alcoholic. She invented things.
She did not invent this.
There's no distinguishing what she created out of...
You, for once in your life, tell the truth. Mark's death was no accident. He killed himself. Didn't he? Didn't he?
Not very good at that.
You're doing fine. Just loosen up a little bit. Here. Look, if you can ski, you can do this. Just look right here. Keep your eyes on mine. And whatever you do, don't look down. Just relax. Go where the music goes. You got it, right? Yeah, I can feel it. It's almost like being there.
In Puerto Rico?
Yeah. Hot part of the day is almost over. The sun's coming down. The whole sky is glowing orange. I think we're on a patio, dancing really close. A lonely guy plays the Puerto Rican cuatro like you've never heard before. And another guy plays his congas ever so lightly. Or maybe we're on the beach, watching that same sunset, listening to the ocean rolling in and out, listening to some great band from one of the hotels. Or better yet,
What?
we move inland, up into the hills, by a rolling stream, under a passion fruit tree. If we could spend the night under that tree, listen to the rolling stream, and the Puerto Rican tree frog, El Coqui, smell the passion fruit, and the overripe mangoes that fall from the tree before they've been picked, and the sweet cut sugar cane. I can give you a square of that sugar cane to suck on. And you've never tasted anything like that in your entire life. And then we hear the beat of the drums pounding through the trees, coming at us. And we fall asleep under the spell of the night breeze. The sun comes up, and we wait.
What is with you guys? I mean, you look absolutely insane. What?
Well, we wanted you guys to be the first to know that the engagement's back on, and the wedding is in less than a month.
Hmm? It's true. Oh, my God.
Congratulations. Hey, thank you. This calls for another round of Puerto Rico's finest. I'll get the drinks. And, I'll make it.
Marty, I gotta ask you, I don't mean to pry or anything, and I mean it for your own good as well as Dylan's, but are you really sure this time?
Yeah, I am. Finally.
Then I take it that you've seen Patrick.
Mm-hmm. One last time. And I told him I'm completely committed to Dylan. I think he accepted it. I hope he understood. I mean, what I need in my life right now isn't exactly some brooding, dangerous, wild Irish poet. I need Dylan. I need a home and a long, constant, lasting love, you know? A family. And, well, it's something I've always wanted in my life, and Dylan and I, we share that. And above everything else, we are committed to building that together.
It's okay, Morty. It's all right, you have a seat. Look, I know you've been through this. It's gonna be all right now.
No, it isn't. Not really. Fulma died tonight.
Oh, God, I know you were hoping against hope.
And then I keep, started thinking about Todd and
The fact that he died to save Patrick and me, and why can everyone have a happy ending?
I know Todd changed. So did I.
Yes, I know you did.
Yeah. And what good did it do?
It brought you each a moment of happiness.
Yes, it did. But now Todd is dead, and all of his hard work, all of his plans, and all of his wishes, I guess they don't matter much now, do they, Vicky?
I think they probably matter a great deal to his daughter. You know, Blair, I don't think you realize just how close Todd came to not marrying you at all. The morning of your wedding, when everyone was getting ready to go to the church, do you know where I found him? He was sitting on the floor, all curled up, in our father's mausoleum.
What was he doing there?
What I tried to explain to you earlier, he was wrestling with demons. He was in horrible turmoil over what I had told him.
What turned him around? What did you say to him?
I tried to tell him that no matter what nature passes on to us, we are still the masters of our own souls, and we cannot allow the past to defeat us. Certainly a lesson I had to learn, though I had to learn it the hard way. A very treacherous, difficult route. And it's a lesson that you have to learn. Be grateful for that beautiful child you have. Be grateful for the happiness that you and Todd shared, however momentary, because that happiness made your child.
The night that Todd and I got married, he talked about what he wished for us, about our plans for the future. And he was so handsome and happy and confident. I told him, I said, Todd, I can't even believe that this is really happening. So he picks up a mirror and he shows me our reflection in it. And then that mirror broke.
No, Daddy, don't. You don't get to walk away from this. Not this time. Not after we've come this far, okay? You don't get to step foot out of this room until you face the truth. Oh, God, help me. I sound like you when we were kids. We'll practice what you preach. Okay, Daddy? If my mother was a drunk, it was because you drove her to drink. Same as you drove your son to suicide.
No one ever proved that.
Yeah, why is that? Why is that? Is it because the good bishop couldn't face up to what he'd done, so he burned the note? Huh? I mean, what would your flock have thought? Your son dying in a firearms accident, not being buried in the church. People would have wondered. They would have started to talk, put two and two together, and come up with suicide. Oh, my God, how incredibly unseemly. Come on, Daddy. Come on. Own up to your sins, all right? Confession is good for the soul. You killed him, Daddy. You killed him same as if you put the gun to his head and pulled the trigger yourself. When you were finished with him, you drove my mother to drink herself to death. You know what? I thank God I got away from you. Otherwise, you would have killed me, too.
Okay, listen, Uncle John, why don't we take you back and get you settled? And then we'll work this out later. We will. We'll find a way.
okay?
Yeah, I'm just, catching up on a few things with the old man.
Sure.
I blew that. I was supposed to find some way to forgive that bastard. Oh, man. That one big chance, I blew it. I gotta go. I gotta go. You guys are gonna have the best wedding ever.
I gotta go. I gotta be at the diner early.
Oh, well, I hope we're not chasing you away.
No. Can you get right home?
Sure. Let me walk you up. I'll be right back. We have to talk about clearing your name.
Yeah, right.
I mean it.
I know you do. Look, I'll call you.
Thanks for the trip.
Hey, everything all right?
Yeah, I hope we didn't make him nervous talking about all this wedding stuff. I mean, when we came in, you two looked like you were here for the night. Antonio, he's tough figure. You know, in 1 minute he's so romantic, it takes your breath away, and the next minute he turns to stone. I don't know how you stand it. Well, I guess I'm getting to understand him better, you know. He's just kind of an all-or-nothing kind of guy. And he's just not ready for all yet. I guess he just doesn't realize, you know, that maybe I'm not either. I mean, my past history hasn't been so great, and it's a big, big decision. Yeah. Well, when you're ready and you meet the right guy, it's not a big decision after all. In fact, I'm surprised at how easy it is.
Let Marty have her happiness. Let Todd's death go. Vengeance isn't going to bring him back to you. And believe me, Marty's waited a long time to find some peace.
Claire.
Todd wanted to be able to get past his violence. He wanted to love without fear of his past. Now, I don't know if he would have succeeded. But I do know that your love gave him great hope and strength. I believe in redemption. I believe in forgiveness. I believe they are very powerful forces. Without them, what chance do any of us have?
I'm sorry, Vicky, but I will never forgive Marty. She took my whole world away from me.
Oh, no, Blair, no. Your whole world is lying down the hall in a neonatal unit. This is a very dark path that you are choosing. There are dangers that you haven't even considered. If you persist in this, I promise you no good will come of it.